Malaasen Hamida is a daughter of Kibra, born and bred in Kibra. Malaasen Hamida is a social, uh, political, and environmental activist within the Kibra community. I'm very passionate about environmental conservation and climate change issues and community issues as well. Nilisoma Kibra Primary, primary school. And then I went to Muslim Girls, and then went for my tertiary education in University of Nairobi. I said that Malaasen Hamida is a social, political, and environmental activist. So on social aspect, that is when nilijipata niko katika mambo ya activism on social matters, which comes to community matters and activism as well. So hiyo hali mimi niliingia katika mchakato wa ardhi 208. Yes, after post election violence. Some of our issues in line with the milestones, we've done a lot as Taskforce. And just to brief you, we have 4 working groups that we have in the Taskforce. And one of our milestones, we were supposed to actually come up with our role basically is to assess, give ideas and recommendations, and then in our assessment and giving proposals, the milestones that we have, we've had ideas on master planning of this land. And then another idea that another milestone that we have, we've done a lot of community engagements, and to the level that we have community buy-in and on master plan and the financial models that we have, of which we are continuing to see how best we will actually advocate more to the community and have more participation and civic education, so that they actually acknowledge and accept and own the process. That is another milestone. Another milestone that we have as task force is that we've engaged with the different stakeholders across the government, within national government, within the county government as well. So it's another milestone. And currently what we're also in the process of reviewing of, we've given our ideas in our assessment on matters review of trust deed, because we have a legal working group within ourselves. And then what else that we have as a milestone, we've been able to have engagements with political leaders. We've engaged with a governor of Nairobi County, Honorable Sakaja. We've also engaged with Honorable Sifuna, who is the senator of Nairobi County. We've had political leadership. Also, we've met Jalango, who is the member of parliament, Langata constituency. Bearing in mind 288 goes up to Langata constituency, the high-rise ward. So it was prudent for us actually to meet with them. We anticipate to see Orero. We will see Baba as well. We will see PCS, Prime Cabinet Secretary, Musalia Mudavadi, Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, and definitely towards our last approach to issues, we will actually see our President of the Republic of Kenya. A lot of benefits, because Nairobi County, Nairobi County, the 288, Kibra 288, is within Kibra and within the larger Nairobi County. So what the county government does, the county government is in charge and is responsible for actually approving our master plan. And Nairobi County has actually assisted us in so many ways. We have special planning area. I don't know whether you are aware that we have special planning area at Kibra 288 has been declared. That has been declared courtesy of Nairobi County government. There is another department, there is water department, there is multi-sectoral groups that we are working with in line with actually coming up with proposals of the master planning concept, which has been facilitated by Nairobi County. So the county government has assisted us so much, and We anticipate the county government to do more because, as I alluded earlier, they will approve our master plan. But also, what they will do for us as a community, they will assist us in developing this place. Okay? Because there is infrastructural development, there is a lot of things. We have NEMA approvals, which will be actually approved. We have water and sanitation. Those are services that are rendered by county government, so they will assist us. Those are the requirements, those are the procedures. For any master plan that is going to be done, it has to be approved. Any plan, any development plan must be approved by the county government. So it is not about just 288. It's about all plans within Nairobi County. It has to be approved by the county. Okay, in operationalization of 288, bear in mind when you go back to the TOR of the task force, and the objective of task force is to operationalize and also to assess the redevelopment of the Kibra Nubian Community Land Trust. So in operationalization, we propose different frameworks to see that operations are actually streamlined to the level that when you're assessing and giving your proposals, we need to have structure. So in making the trust to become operational, it has to have structures. And what we've just done, we've just proposed a framework. And when you I would like us to be very objective, because in the sense that it is not the task force that actually formed. These are members who are actually selected at their village level. What we gave an idea, and the community bought into our ideas and actually selected a team to represent them. Okay? It is not implementation. It is a part of the operationalizing of the trust. One, for a trust is like an organization. And for organization to be functional and to be operational, it needs to have laws in place. And for any trust to be in operation, it needs to task people with responsibilities. And for trust to be operational, it needs to have community that will participate in actually selecting their own leaders and actually coming up with their own laws, their own laws and operational and regulations as well. Well, it is good to know what a task force is. A task force is a body that is formed by the government for a particular role or a particular task. Okay, we have so many task forces in the government. And the appointing authority, if the appointing authority is the government, what you need to do, when you complete your task, it is your responsibility to go back to the appointing authority and give reports on whatever you've been tasked back to the appointing authority. So for task force Kibra 288, we are a body formed by the government, national government, and our appointing authority is the Minister for Lands. Okay, so the report that we'll do will actually hand it to the appointing authority, which is the Ministry of Lands, but also will bring the report to the community, because the community, we are actually doing the report assessing the redevelopment and re-establishment and operationalization of the land for the community members. Definitely it's a community driven process and community centered process, definitely. So after the report is the task is completed, we will actually submit to the community members and to the appointing authority, which is the Ministry of Lands. Well, okay, that's a good question, because the Nubian caucus, we are the ones who submitted the names. And when you submit a name, it is the prerogative of the government to actually appoint that particular name that has been suggested. Okay, so the approval and appointment has been done by the ministry. The caucus, Nubian caucus, submitted and proposed names, and the names were actually confirmed and affirmed by the ministry. So the Ministry of Lands becomes automatic the appointing authority. So definitely the report will come to what we are doing, and we are not in conflict with the Nubian caucus, because in fact I'm the secretary, Nubian caucus, and what we are doing is what we had started to do within the Nubian caucus. It's only that we didn't have capacity to actually go to the lengths that we actually got to. Okay, the task force, we have 4 working groups within the task force. That is the legal working group, we have the master planning and visioning, and people's working group, finance and development. In every of our meeting, what we've said, what we've done, we've only tried to make our work easier as a task force in actually having committees within the villages, because the villages are diverse. We have so many people, so it's not easy for the task force actually to be coming to the ground directly to actually talk to the people directly. It's going to be a challenge. So for work to be made easier, that is the law of force. For work to be made easier, you have to have different structures that can actually assist you in your execution of your job. That is why we have the cells. We actually formed the village liaison committee within the 13 villages, just to facilitate communication and also to facilitate participation as well. Affordable housing project. We are in the process of actually giving ideas on how to develop 288 halal city. Okay, so within the city, that is why we have master plan and affordable housing. For us to have a master plan, it means we'll have different land uses within our 288. Commercial projects, we will have residential projects, we'll have different kind of different uses. We'll have schools, we'll have universities if possible, we'll have hospitals. That means we are not only going to put up houses that people will live in, but we will also have different land uses to put up within Kibra 288. So affordable housing, the purpose of the affordable housing project, for us to be in affordable housing project, is one of the advantages that we will ever want and will ever get, because affordable housing program, it is the project of the government, and it is what has got a government vote, and it is under the manifesto of the president. So it means when you have affordable housing, if we are going to develop our plan, our development plan as per the under the affordable housing framework, it means we are going to have exemption of various taxes. We'll have tax reliefs in different aspects. As we are talking now, the Honorable Governor Sakada, we actually proposed for him to waiver for us the Kibra, the rates, the county government rates. He said he will do that for us. And then there is NEMA approvals. For this master plan and for any development, there has to be a NEMA approval. So with that approval also we'll have exemption and we'll have a waiver. So it is basically because of the affordable housing, and our investors and the developers will have actually tax exemption as a result of affordable housing. That is the advantage that we have for this affordable housing, just to be within the mandate and the TOR and within the program of this the task force. It will assist the community in terms of taxes.
Tax exemption in terms of materials.
Yes, even materials. The basic taxes that the investor could have incurred in these processes, even within the approval. In fact, the master plan approval, we are supposed to actually pay almost 20 million. And under the affordable housing project, we are going to be lucky in the sense that we are under affordable housing. We'll have exemption and we will have approval that is going to be done without us paying. So that is the only advantage that we have. And when we look at the different land uses, it will actually assist our investors. So it doesn't mean that we are going to have cheap houses, low cost houses, because we have affordable houses, but we will have high density houses whereby we will accommodate people who are low income earners who can actually pay the house rents for a particular amount. Yeah. The payment for the Nubians, what we are trying to do, we are trying to look into ways that we propose to the level that a Nubian, after this development, a Nubian does not pay getting to any house. Yes. And one of our main objective also is to create wealth, generational wealth, and to create sustainable livelihoods for our generation, and to have perpetual livelihoods and generation of wealth. Okay, perpetual in the sense that generations after generations after generations will actually succeed in the wealth creation of this land. There is no contradiction, because as if the civic education is a process. And when you look at the civic education that we are doing, we had another series of community meetings. So the series of we had civic education previously, that we came to the communities and actually took their views in line with how the land is to be developed, the kind of leadership they would want, the kind of amendment they want. We came and took their views. That was a civic education. Okay, so the civic education that we did on 20th, that was actually a culmination of the views that we actually collected, because by then we didn't have the master plan, and the master plan has to be created based on the spatial views and ideas that are going to be given by the community members themselves. Ni kama tu nyumba yako mwenyewe, utakuwa na idea. You'll start with an idea, and then utatafuta architect, and then architect achore, and then architect akuonyeshe. Then you feel, this is okay, and then it is taken to the county for approval. So this is the same process that we actually did. We did to civic education, main within the community to collect views, and then we also did civic education within just to bring back the ideas that people actually suggested in terms of maps. The civic education, according to me as a community member, it was robust. In what sense? There was a 14-day notice that was actually given. The 14-day notice that was given, it is for the members to actually look for ways of finding time to participate. Advertisements were done, and I earlier told you we have structures in place that actually mobilize and do mobilization for the people to actually come participate. Also you can plan a civic education, but it is somebody's will and desire to come actually participate in the civic education. But we went out of our way to mobilize and actually to look for ways in which people will know the civic education and then they attend. The number is valid because currently we don't have a register that we can say that our numbers is particular number. We have a particular number of people. We have a registration that we did as Nubian caucus, and it is contested. The register that the trustees have, it has been contested, and the register that the Nubian Council of Elders did, the numbers are not rhyming, they are not talking to each other. So we've decided that we've given proposals for registration to be done, and then when the civic education is done, when we mobilize, it is the prerogative of anybody to come and attend. You cannot force people to come attend, but we just giving information to the people to come listen. It was good enough. Okay, the 3 hour, this is I'm an adult educator as a profession, and an adult, you cannot go with an adult for more like a student, like a normal student for 8 hours. For adult, 3 hours is adequate, in the sense that if there is something that needs to be clarified, somebody will ask. And then for us, we are very open. We have other structures in place. We have the CELT, we have the VLC, Village Liaison Committee, who usually have meetings during the weekends. So if at all there is, we open up to the level that we say if a community member feels that they want to give their views, they can actually approach the Village Liaison Committee, and then we will get information and to continue clarifying to the members.